Hello everybody, this is the Rabid Hedgehog, and this is going to be my ride and review of the 2018 brand new Heritage Softail. Now this is quite a bit of a change from the original Heritage Softail Classic. I like it a lot better. I love the blacked out look. I love the way it looks now. I like that more classic shaded windshield at the bottom there. Kind of gives it that more older 1940s look to it. This is the 107 variant. There is a 114 variant available as well. And as you can see, they took off a ton of those studs that were chrome. They took off the conchos. Went to a more subtle black kind of stud. I actually like the way it looks. Of course, now they've deleted this the sissy bar that was on it. They've added these rigid, lockable saddlebags. Much easier to use. No heel-toe shifter anymore, just the standard type shifter. Still to a 6-speed transmission. Still has the floorboards. Go ahead and hop up on this bad boy here. Now this one still has the 5-gallon fuel tank on it. Now, as many recall, my last review, I was not a big fan of the Heritage Softail. Didn't like the way the seat was. Didn't like the pillion in the back that stabbed you in the back instead of treated you with respect, basically. And that was just my opinion of that seat. I also didn't like the way it rode because it rode so rough. And that was kind of annoying. So, that was my opinion of that one. It's the first time I've rode this one, so let me get this set up a little bit better for me. And let's go over the controls here. Kill switch, start, hazard, right turn signal. Trip, for this information here. Horn, up for flash or for bright on, down, flash to pass. Turn signal. This turns the fog lamps on. Used to have the switches down here. And of course the cruise control on the left stick. This here, of course, you turn it on by pressing in. You activate it by pressing down for set. If you need to bump up your speed, toggle it up. If you need to slow down a little bit, toggle it down. So down here, have a new style of gauge. It doesn't have just the single numbers anymore. It's actually a full readable, analog speedometer. There's your odometer. 2 trips, remaining fuel, clock, and digital tachometer. Fuel's around here. And then a gear indication will pop up as well in normal riding. You don't have to select it anymore. Turn signal still down here. Bright still down here. Neutral, oil, and the other turn signal as well. And then you also have an additional display, but it is not here. That's for the other ones. You'll see them there, but they're not active on this one. You'll see that you have the battery, the fog lamp, or the bright indication, fog lamp indication, because they are on. You can turn that off, as you can see. Security, ABS, neutral, oil, and of course the tire pressure monitoring. Get this bad boy fired up here. And we'll take her for a ride. This is fascinating. And I don't know if this is an intentional tune, but this does not seem to vibrate at all. Versus the other Softails in this category. I know the Fat Bob didn't vibrate too much at all, but this one also seems to be that smooth, but it doesn't seem to have the pull either. Like I said, this is the 107 variant. But the other 107s I've tried so far seem to have a little bit better pull. Maybe it's because this one just hasn't woke up yet and had a chance to heat up. We'll find out. Go go ahead and set cruise control, let it take over for me so I can keep away from stupid tendencies. And away we go down the highway here. The chassis is very flickable. Has a good response to it. Not quite as lazy as the original one. The original one also had that issue where you could scrape the floorboards very quickly. And of course they kept floorboards on this one. Maintain that look of classicness. Windshield does very good at keeping this area protected from the wind. However, I'm getting some good buffeting at the top of the helmet for sure. But on a day like this, it's the middle of October and we're almost 90 degrees for some deranged reason. It's good to have some wind up there to hit those vents. Now the suspension on the Heritage is going to be the hydraulic type, where you use a wrench to crank on a hydraulic portion under the seat to adjust the preload. So there's no turn dial on the right side, just like the Fat Bob and some of the others. Fat Boy Breakout. So it's got an under the seat. And the back brake is good on this one already. I just went ahead and checked it instead of using engine braking, which is my normal way of getting through here. Nice smooth shifting transmission up and down. I missed the hill. I really do miss the hill. This is one of those bikes I liked having a hill. Most bikes with floorboards, I do tend to like having a hill. This actually turns rather well. I was expecting to hit the floorboards back there, but I kept from doing it. I got really close, but didn't hit them. And the suspension is much better, much better than the previous Heritage. It's not as choppy, not as bouncy, not as harsh. It goes through those bumps pretty easily. I took that bump that I love taking, and I mean, it just went right over it, nothing. Wow, okay. The engines woke up a little bit. I just realized what I was doing and was like, oh okay. It's actually, it does pretty decent. It gets up to speed kind of unexpectedly. Kind of like the touring models. This feels more like the touring variant of the engine versus the Softail variant. Maybe that's what it is. I know that with the Heritage the way it is, that might be what they're shooting for. Oh, the brakes are really nice on it. Okay, the Breakout and this bike here definitely win on the braking. The Street Bob and the Fat Bob and the Lowrider do not have the braking that the Breakout and the Heritage so far. Like I said, I don't know if that's the way the bike is set up or what's going on with that, but at least the way they're set up right now, this one definitely does have good back brakes, good forward brakes as well. And as I've said, the engine braking on this bike is fantastic, just like the other Milwaukee 8s. Oh yeah, these brakes grab really good. Still a single disc up front. They have the hub that looks like it's the old classic brake hub, basically. Drum brake hub. Makes it look classic. I mean, this thing looks much better to me. I really do think so. The blacked out variant, I'm just that way. I'm not a chrome guy. Oh yeah, it's fine. Just, I guess it wasn't quite woke up yet. Let's go down this road here and hit some braking parts here and see how it feels. And let's see. Yeah, I mean, it handles very good. The suspension is much more compliant. I like the way these bikes are balanced out now. It seems like the suspension is the perfect blend of firmness and softness to get over the harsh bumps, but not transfer to the rider as bad as the originals did. Definitely better suspension travel. And the seat on this bike is fantastic. Like I said, I complained about the original one. I hated that seat. I know you can change them out, but I'm not one that switches things out. I'd rather just buy it the way it is and make it good, you know. But this one's perfect. I mean, this right here would be a strong contender in my touring lineup versus the Road King even. Now the thing is, this is the same cost as the Road King. And with the Road King, you're going to get bigger bags, a little bit bigger presence on the road, a more comfortable seat for your passenger. You're going to get some more with that than you are with this package. But they, like I said, they start at the same price, $18,999. But this one just gets you that look. It gets you that nostalgic look that on this bike looks fantastic. Like I said, I like this blend of black on chrome. I don't like the over chrome of the other one. And the way the bike feels, yeah, it's got great pull. It does a great job. I mean, the transmission actually on this one seems to be a little bit more authoritative. I've heard this one more so than I have the others that I've test rode so far. These brakes, though, so much better. I feel more confident with these brakes for sure. That's going to be the best attribute so far. Yeah, this thing gets up and goes. Doesn't feel near as lazy. The old 103 counterbalance engines was seriously lazy to me. It always felt like it just did not provide anything until, well, for nothing really. I mean, if you're in the low end, you still had to overcome the counterbalancer in terms of the weight and get the engine going. You only had this small area where the torque was really, really good. And this one, it feels like there's torque everywhere but upper end, especially if you're, say, traveling at the higher speed and like highway speeds and you're in 6th gear. This bike does not pull away from itself at all. That's the only thing about the way they have this all designed so far. However, it's a great looking touring bike, as a comfortable long-range touring bike, something that doesn't cost as much as some of the others, but has a distinct look from other touring bikes, other baggers. Not hard bags, but a more rigid, softer leather bag. Just the overall look and appearance of this bike being like a throwback to between the 40s and 50s. I just love the way it looks and the way it feels. This one's a much better bike. I would buy this one. This is one that I would actually buy for myself, use as a touring bike, and take it long range trips everywhere. This is one I'm excited about, for sure. Like I said, I hated the original one, but this bike has my attention because it looks good. I think it looks tons better than the Road King. I just like it a lot. I mean, like I said, it's going to be very much preferential. I mean, do you want solid wheels or do you want wire wheels? Do you want, you know, solid bags or the semi-rigid? What do you want for sure? That is going to be kind of the whole deal, is what is it that you want to look for in a bike between this and the Road King? Because both are going to treat you well, both are going to ride good, and both are going to have great power, great appeal, and good long-range tourability. At any rate, this is the Rabid Hedgehog. If you have any more questions about the 2018 Heritage Softail, let me know in the comments below. Keep that shiny side up, folks, and have a good one.